the Thursday edition. I got put in an awkward spot on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And I want to apologize in advance because I didn't Truman up, but I really couldn't because it wasn't my doing that caused these hurt feelings edition.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We're going to have to revisit this a little bit. The Boldathon is over, but the bold takes just keep on coming, like the train that kept Jesse from arriving on, he made it before the show, so that's what
Well, Highway 151 heading into Madison's a disaster. Just FYI, so.
Very fair.
So I'll never say.
And I know it's Thursday. I know he joined us yesterday at 9:30 briefly during the Boldathon, but it's a Brian Bulaga Thursday, which you know how much we love our extended conversations with Blue edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Right now it's just me with my Timber Rattlers hat. And, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can get both in the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson, safe and sound in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He, resplendent in cardinal red, he is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I'm intrigued. I love it when you bring something to the table like that. I have no idea what you're talking about, but when you do that, I swear it brings a smile to my face. So what happened on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning?
Well, so Jesse, I want to be supportive, and I appreciate all the work you do. Also, I've gotten multiple requests. I'm not the only one now who would like to see you remove Bo Ryan's head from your video shot.
Aww.
Put him somewhere else where we don't have to look at him.
Are you anti-Bo Ryan?
No, what do you got against Bo?
No, I'm not anti-Bo Ryan the person. I'm anti-Bo Ryan the giant head on the door.
Basketball Hall of Famer.
He is, yeah. They don't have that. If you go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, where is that? Springfield, Mass?
Yes, yeah.
You go to Boston, and then you stop by the Basketball Hall of Fame. They don't have that big head showing up inside the Hall of Fame now. So I appreciate the work you do. You booked all the guests yesterday. I thought we had a great
Did a great job yesterday, Jesse.
Thought we had a great
Thanks,
great
guys.
cross section.
A lot of fun
of folks. I thought the clock management work was phenomenal. Everyone got a good amount of time on their appearances. Tausch, I credit you for that because you didn't derail us, as the clock sometimes can be derailed by your thoughts.
Good job, Old T. Did it. Nice work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, that's accurate. Come on. We all know that's accurate. But there were some folks that were not included that were hurt. Now, we had the incident on KBN where they created a rival version. But we don't really care about those guys.
For the record on that, we wanted Kyle. Kyle passed. Brust folded. He didn't even want to come on. So I don't feel bad at all about the KBN crew. I think we've covered that pretty well. They had opportunities. They passed. Next, exactly.
So Jen Latta was on it last year.
Uh-oh. We didn't invite Jen? I just assumed she was too busy with college football and everything else.
So did I.
Yeah,
it would appear
winning Emmys and doing all the stuff she does. I assumed she's busy, can't make it. So okay.
Highest rated college game day ever on Saturday coming off it.
And as much as we love Jen, in fairness, that might have had a little more to do with Lee Corso than her, but she does a great job. She's excellent at what she does, but she was not apparently even asked to appear on the Boldathon, and that was taken up as an issue with me today on their program. And I tried to do we, not me, and take some blame, but eventually I did land on Jesse has full autonomy over booking the guests.
Yeah, this is Jesse's show.
And I was not, it was not brought up to me. I did not know who was going to be on it till I got the rundown. And so I want to always protect you, Jesse. Yeah, nice. Well done. But in this instance, I really couldn't because it was your decision. So my question for you is, what do you have to say to one Jennifer Latta, who was the list and probably has a legitimate beef for having been, I'm not going to be ignored, Dan, off the list?
I've had a rough week on these airwaves.
The mean streets.
We just said you had a great day yesterday. What are you talking about? You have, and Jesse, I hope we get to this today. You had a great show with Coach Alvarez and Tark and Derek.
We did.
I text Tark and Derek because that show was just, I mean, you talk about clip after clip. That story that he told with Corso, we got to play that at some point. He makes a big, bold prediction. So what are you talking about? You're having a tough week. It's only been 2 days. You didn't even work on Monday. You know what I mean? You got more compliments on yesterday's show from us than you probably have in the 8 years you've been doing this.
That's true.
Okay, so here's the thing about the Boldathon.
Before you do this, though, there was a great opportunity there to just Truman up and say, yeah, I should have had her on. I will apologize to her privately. And instead you said, I've had a rough week.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I apologize for nothing in this. Okay. Yeah. With the Boldathon, what we have learned over the years, because we've done the Boldathon differently a couple of times. We've tried to load it up with quantity and quality. And so for a couple of years, we had as many members of all of our different shows join as possible. And in reference to what you mentioned at the start of the show, Jason, clock management, ability for all of our guests to shine accurately and adequately during their appearances. More guests makes the Boldathon difficult to execute. So the approach the last 2 years, because remember, Gabe was hurt last year that he wasn't invited. So Jen is just on the other end of that this year. Same thing, Jim, Matt, and Molly. Molly was extended the invitation. Matt ended up joining as her +1. Jim Rutledge was not invited to the Boldathon this year. He's been invited in years past. For all of our shows, because we like to mix it up. We want unique Packers perspectives. We want a fearlessness to be bold. And then we want the hosts who are joining us from their respective shows to then go back to their respective time frames, 7 to 9 a.m., 4 to 5 p.m., wherever that may be, and then have a further discussion of what their bold predictions are, and then they can have their own version of those conversations if they so choose. So Gabe this year was chosen as the representative by me for the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy crew. If Gabe was unavailable, I would have reached out to Jen. If Jen was unavailable, I would have reached out to Chewy. If Chewy was unavailable, I would have asked Josh DiMaggio to hop on and pop his mic and tell us what his bold prediction was.
Josh, 4th place. Tough stuff for Josh.
Well, his name's not even on the show. I love Josh, but it's
neither is yours.
Right, I didn't include myself yesterday. You asked me what my bold prediction was. I didn't put myself in the rundown. So, in order to provide enough room for people like Rob Domofsky, Brian Bulaga, Tom Waddle, outside perspectives to come in and share their bold predictions, I choose to limit the invitations for our local shows to one representative from each of those shows. And I like to get a variety so that we can cover each show. So we had one representative from all ESPN Wisconsin daily shows yesterday. And I thought that was great to represent our entire lineup. And it provided a lot of different bold perspectives and predictions for the upcoming Packers season. I apologize that not everyone can be included every year. If we would like to consider...
I thought you're apologizing to no one.
That's what I heard, yeah. Before like 7,000 words.
The situation that presents itself, we are constrained by time from 9 to noon. If you would like to consider expanding the Boldathon to be a 6, 9, or 24-hour marathon next year, then we can provide all the room for all the people to join. But until then, the Boldathon is not a participation award for all of our hosts to be part of.
To be fair, we had one extra slot available. Could have done it 11:45.
You know that's a bad idea. Yeah, let's play trivia at the end of the show today, too.
So Jason is throwing you under the bus.
I don't know how I keep him out from under the bus. And by the way, Jesse just announced that he has no problem being in the undercarriage of the vehicle. He's fine with that because he made a command decision. He stands by it. He's a decisive. He acted in what he believed to be the best interest of the show, and that meant not having Jen Latta on our show. So if that's his position, then he's
be apologizing to no one except he just apologized to everyone.
There's got to be a cut line somewhere. So whether that cut line is every host gets on, or every producer and every host and every marketing teammate and every intern gets to make a bold prediction next year.
I love condescending voice,
If that's
Jesse.
what you want, we'll bring in intern Anna
I have to do this, and then you have to do that.
Part-timer Owen. We'll bring everybody in next year, and we'll have everybody that no one's ever heard of making predictions, so everybody gets to feel included.
No one is suggesting we need to have people that have never been heard of. But in fairness to Jen Latta, with the exception of Mark Chmura and Mark Tauscher, who played in the National Football League, she is the best-known person on our team. I love Brad Nortman, but he's a punter. Jen Latta is seen on College Game Day on ESPN all the time. So don't make it sound like she's the same as part-time Owen.
Oh, boy.
If you would like to have a conversation about whether Jen should be invited instead of Gabe, which was the choice last year, and Gabe got all salty about it, we can have that conversation.
I would say
Chewy of the three of them is the one I probably should have invited, and I didn't.
Oh, wow.
He's except he's not interested in being on.
Chewy has no interest in doing any of that, so... He's going to be in the gym working out. He could give two rips about doing a Boldathon. I can tell you that fairly confidently.
All right. Well, I think you announced that you apologize for nothing and apologize to no one, and then you kind of gave this half-hearted apology to everyone. I feel like a weight has been lifted because I felt bad for not defending my guy more effectively. But you had every opportunity to deliver a mea culpa, and instead you doubled down. You basically said, I make the decisions, I stand by my decisions, so if you're whining about it, tough luck. So
the view's pretty tough, not from the cheap seats, Charlie? You weren't doing it.
Why is it always somebody else?
You were in the big chair.
Some people.
You were in the big chair yesterday.
Some people in this world just have to carry the burden of making difficult decisions. And this week, that person is me.
And they were almost late for the show because of a train. I want to get to Brian Bulaga on time in the spirit of the Boldathon. Maybe Jen Latta's available later in the show. But whoever might be... They need to hear about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, when a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. Probably a lot like Jen felt like she had the trust and commitment of always being a part of the Boldathon. You can honor those things. A lot of customers, they might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and the professionalism, you can trust them bringing your project to life. And their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Order by the end of the month. You get 0 interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Jen Latta joins us next. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This isn't your ordinary tailgate. It's game day with a purpose. Friday, September 5th in Slinger, join Sippy Hippie for the 15th annual Coaches vs. Cancer Tailgate. From 2 to 5, Kyle Brust and Nortman will be broadcasting live, followed by the Homer Hour from 5 to 6, all from the heart of the party. Enjoy Sippy Hippie's espresso bar, flavor-packed Red Bulls, fresh lemonades, bakery treats, and their new cocktail lounge inside a vintage Volkswagen van. Let's pack the lot, celebrate community, and fight cancer. Get the details and donate at sippyhippie.com.
Rivalry baseball in September? It doesn't get any better. Join the Brewers as they battle the Cardinals Friday, September 12th through Sunday the 14th. While the action heats up, you can gear up for fall baseball with a Brewers crew neck giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 13th. Then bring the whole family for Looney Tunes Day on Sunday the 14th. The home stretch of the season is here, and you don't want to miss it. Get in on the action at brewers.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hello, I'm Will Summers, and this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Badger High School's Matt O'Grady. After falling to Slinger in the WIAA football playoffs last season, O'Grady and the Badgers answered back this season in a big way, defeating the Owls 56-14. O'Grady led the rushing attack for the Badgers with 132 yards on 13 carries and 3 touchdowns. The Badgers would finish the night with 391 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground as a team. O'Grady is currently a senior at Badger High School and is committed to play football for the United States Military Academy at West Point next fall. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Matt O'Grady.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tausch. We got Brian Bulaga coming up, which obviously is one of the highlights of our show each week. But we also have Tausch's Tennis Minutes scheduled for later in the program. If you had to pick your favorite Grand Slam not named Wimbledon, is the U.S. Open next or not?
Yeah.
I like it. It's at a good time in my schedule. I like it in the fall. Football season.
Because you like that background noise, right?
I do.
You like that background noise.
It's 100% true. Yes, I do. That's exactly. I'd like to have it on.
Sure.
We'll get to Brian Bulaga in a second. You have a question on Twitter, which again, I'm always fascinated by when this happens because you never really tell anybody. And I feel very good about your question because I have the same question.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, thought the same thing. I don't know.
Why?
I was trying something different.
So, and the genesis of that is we just went through the Boldathon yesterday, minus Jen, much to the chagrin of you and I, but to the happiness of Jen. And everybody that responded with something, for the most part, it was basically
positive,
all-time great, championship, Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah.
MVP.
And I have to admit, we get blinded with green and gold. The glasses are on, and I think everybody's excited because the Micah Parsons bump is real. It is real. I don't feel like we would have had that much excitement on a lot of things had Micah not been traded. But it just made me think, and Vinny Vitrano's the only negative Nancy in the whole group. They're going to miss the playoffs, go 8-9. And it made me think, everybody's positive. Everybody's thinking we're going to go up and hammer on the Detroit Lions on Sunday afternoon. But what are we concerned about? Because there's concerns. And that's why I tweeted that, because Boldathon is getting a lot of love on Twitter. Jesse did a great job putting a little montage together. And I would think one of Jesse's best weeks ever on this show.
I heard it's a rough week, though.
No, I think maybe that rough week is why it's been such a good week for him. You always hear, Jesse, nothing that's
not
great
what I
comes
want to
easy.
hear.
Jesse, nothing that is great comes easy. Anything that you have to work and sweat and bleed and grind to work for, and when you get it, it just is that much sweeter.
Yeah.
Better. So keep that in mind as it's a Thursday afternoon. But it did make me think, what the heck, what are we most concerned about? And for me, I have one spot. I know some people are going to say corner. I have not looked at Twitter yet as far as what the responses are. But to me, Elton Jenkins' health and the backup that center position, if Elton isn't healthy, concerns the living daylights out of me. Because this operation ain't going to run smooth. I don't believe if Elton isn't the guy, I don't know how long it's going to take Sean Ryan to settle in to be in that backup center. And I think that could be a huge problem for this team. That's my biggest concern.
Sorry, I keep thinking you're done. So I talked to Elton yesterday.
Don't you realize my voice, I crescendo it to let you know when I'm done.
And we'll see you next time.
Well, quick trip ads. Okay, sometimes I don't. I get too excited. But yes.
So I talked to Elton yesterday. First of all, now it's a hip. He said it's kind of back-ish, but now it's a hip. He said he's fine. He's going to practice. He practiced yesterday on a limited basis. He had not practiced on Monday, on Labor Day when we came back. I think they're probably trying to limit him they were in pads yesterday, trying to kind of limit the wear and tear. He feels really good about where him and Love are at. Again, I think that was one of the concerns is the time that Love missed being under center and then the time he missed early in camp. They haven't had a lot of work together. They feel like they've made up that time. Again, what are they going to say? Well, I don't think we probably had enough time together. This is going to be a real problem.
Jordan can't take a snap because his thumb's busted up. I haven't practiced much. I can't bend like I want to because my hip and back are tight. Like that, yeah. He could say that, but he shouldn't, right?
Right, and he won't. But
okay.
I think your point, that what I was driving at is, I think your point is a very valid one.
Yeah.
Because I don't, look, I think if Jacob Monk is going to play in the National Football League, he is a center. I think if Sean Ryan is going to be successful, he is a guard. And while it's great to have versatility, and there are guys that have it, I think it's pretty clear from what we've seen, and I will ask Brian the same question, but you said it yourself, like when you see Jacob Monk at guard, you're not encouraged. And I think Sean Ryan admitted to me after that first preseason game that he played like garbage at center. He wasn't quick enough, and adding the snap to his responsibilities, he was not very good.
Whole different animal in there, man.
Yeah.
Whole different world at center.
I think you make a really good point. I talked for an extended period of time yesterday with Javon Bullard, and I'm going to write about him today because it would appear that even if Nate Hobbs was healthy, he'd still be the slot guy. He'd still be the nickel. They would just have it be Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs outside instead of Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine outside and moving Hobbs inside, where he played a bunch, showing off his physicality for the Raiders.
So where does that put CV?
I think on Sunday that puts him starting. Because I don't think
no, but
Nate
I'm saying
Hobbs
if Hobbs is healthy, you're telling me if Hobbs didn't get hurt, CV's on the bench? Is that what you're telling me?
I think so.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
so. Now maybe they've got some plans to play some dime, right? Because that would be an unscouted look. They don't play a ton of dime. But if you have someone like Bullard as one of the slot guys, he's a physical safety type guy, so maybe you can do that. But we have not seen a lot of that. We didn't see a lot of it in camp, so I don't know if that's been under wraps and it's one of those unscouted looks they might bring out.
Sure.
But the bottom line is that and look, I don't have a crystal ball. I could go to Lambeau today and Nate Hobbs could practice. But I'm skeptical. I mean, the guy had the surgery on August 2nd. I don't think he's going to be out there.
No,
so,
I agree.
So that, to me, that's one concern. The other concern I have is Jayden Reed, which, I give Gabe a hard time for poo-pooing his snap counts and where he lines up. Look, it's not an accident that the dude has led them in catches and yards each of his first two seasons. Even if Matthew Golden's going to have that Billy Houghton season, as Molly Brown predicted as her bold prediction, I mean, he's the guy who owns the record for most receptions by a rookie in Packers history is Jayden Reed. And so I think he's a really important piece of what they do. And I think the Jones fracture is going to limit what he's capable of doing. And that's concerning to me as well, especially without Watson and without Savion Williams. The whole idea of Savion Williams, who I don't think is going to be active, he did practice on a limited basis yesterday, but he barely worked in the training camp.
Steinhoffel him.
How ready can he be? So my point is that that's a concern to me.
Yeah. I think all of those I think if you're asking just generally, I think Jayden Reed's injury and what his production can be needs to be, and you could say the receiving core in general, but I think the Matthew Golden of it makes everybody feel better about where all of that is. There is no other solid option behind Elton. And you better have, and they have not worked. I don't know how many practices they've actually worked together. Elton and Jordan. So this is not like Frankie and Favre where there's 10 years and they know each other's stuff better than anybody, hands and butt and everything else, and how you feel getting a snap when you're going to the right. I'm joking, but I'm serious.
I know.
You have hard reach blocks out to the right. You have to know, I got to stay in there a little longer because Frankie's got to go reach a nose. Or that is real. And you don't think that you're going to have snap issues, but when you're dealing with a busted-up thumb like Jordan, and I don't care, it's going to be healed and everything else, that's great. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's still bracing it. Was it still braced yesterday?
Yes,
I don't know.
It is still braced.
Okay, so I would bet you're going to see a lot of gun. I would bet you're going to see a lot of that still. But that is a concern. And the fact they have not spent that much time. Elton didn't practice much of mini camps, if any. And in training camp, he missed a bunch. And when he came back, Jordan was out. That's concerning to me. And that's where my head's at. And I don't like the options after if Elton can't go and be consistent for 17 weeks. So that is, to me, the biggest concern level of what we're looking at from the G&G.
We will ask the same question of the great Brian Bulaga, who joins us after Tausch tells us about Quick Trip.
Oh, that's right. This fall, it's more than just football season. It's the Gatorade Border Battle at Quick Trip. Are you Team Purple? Who's Team Purple? Or the G&G Green and Gold? Well, either way, you could score the ultimate fan experience. 2 Turf Suite tickets to the Week 18 Packers-Vikings showdown at U.S. Bank Stadium. Plus, you get $250 in Quick Trip gift cards to fuel your fandom. What a deal. Just purchase any Gatorade product with your Quick Rewards account and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Packers, Vikings. Let the Quick Trip Gatorade Border Battle begin. No purchase is necessary. Go to quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. We know you're busy. Quick Trip's got you covered. You get fried chicken, pizza, take-home meals. You pay right in the app. Pick it up curbside, simple. And they got great deals, as always. Nature's Touch ice cream. Old T's trying to lay off the Nature's Touch ice cream, but boy, this deal makes it tough. 1.5 quarts, just $2.99. You got white bread, 1 pound loaf, 99 cents. Sausage links, $2.49 a package. Apples, orange, and pears, oh my, 3 for just $1.49. Life's busy, but Quick Trip's got you covered, so we'll see ya next time. Why are you jumping in? I could see you're like a Woody Woodpecker jumping in there like you wanted to chime in.
There were 3 different times
knew I
where I
crushed
thought that read was over.
That might be my best Quick Trip read of all time.
There were like 3 pauses where I thought, oh, he's done. Brian Bulaga's next. And then, nope, still more Quick Trip ice cream. And okay.
For the record, the first time you said pound that chicken is by far the best Quick Trip read you've ever done.
Oh, you think pounding the chicken was better than that?
All right, we got to get to Brian Bulaga. You guys could talk about pounding your chickens on a Digi only. Brian Bulaga joins us next. Stick around.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025. What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Hey, it's Isaac Miller, junior defensive end in high school. 14 Division I offers. Yep, 1-4. Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Miami, you name it. Everyone's asking, where's Isaac going? Well, I'll tell you this. It's going to be big, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be legendary. But first, I'm hitting the weight room in my Iron Jock gear. Because no matter what logo I wear next, Iron Jock is how I get there. Stay tuned and go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Your heart deserves expert care, and now Stoughton Health is making it even easier to get it close to home. We're excited to welcome new cardiologists to the Stoughton Health Cardiology Clinic. Our expanded team provides compassionate care, including heart disease screening, stress tests, heart monitors, and more. With most appointments available within just 2 weeks, you can see a heart specialist without the long wait. Learn more or schedule your appointment today at stoughtonhealth.com.
Wilde Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Or just about anything, about Abby and the kids, about global warming, whatever it might be.
In general, I mean, the broad topic, just in general, I would say, I guess not general.
Okay.
You know, I guess about the kids. Yeah, I mean, I would say about the kids. You always worry about the kids and what's going on day to day, and Abby and what she's got going on day to day. I would say family, yes. I'm always worried about what's going on with immediate family. Outside of that, just take it as it comes. I think, you know, as the news flows in, you just kind of go with it and, you know, adapt is how I would go with that. But all the other news, I don't know. You know, the other things you threw at me, I don't really know how to.
Every time I get to throw somebody off, I take some joy in that. So I'm glad I got to do that to you today. Worried about the farm. So when it comes to this team, Tausch has a great question. Because as you were part of our Boldathon yesterday, there was a lot of positivity. Vince Vitrano of Wisconsin's Morning News on 620 WTMJ, his bold take was that the Packers will finish 8-9. That was the only negative one we had. And so Tausch's question, which I thought was outstanding, is what are you worried about? So, Brian, I ask you, in addition to global warming, what are you worried about?
In addition to that, I would listen. I heard a little bit of what Tausch was saying at the end there. I didn't hear the whole thing, but the topic of the center position, and I've kind of gone on about this a little bit, and the depth of the offensive line is my concern, and that was, and when they made that trade. Right, and I think, Jason, you and I talked about this a little bit too, and I've talked about it with Homer as well.
Yeah.
When they made the trade, it was clear that Goody was also a little concerned about the depth of the offensive line as well, right? Like, that's something that was glaring, right? And I understand he made a second-round selection in Belton, and he was addressing it. But that's not always saying that, like, draft picks are ready immediately. And I think with Belton, he's going to need a little bit of time. It's not a knock on him. It's just that he needs a little bit more time adjusting to the NFL game. And, like, listen, there's first-round picks that need time adjusting to the NFL game. There's first-round picks that need 2 or 3 years adjusting to the NFL game. So that's like not a knock on him, right? Like, so that's just the way things go. But it was clear that this offensive line is potentially an injury away from having to make guys move positions. And when you make a guy move a position, now you're having to move another guy in a position. And now you're like just playing like a mix and match game. And that's not a good thing to do with a group of guys that are like used to playing one spot. Like, that's just not good. And I know Goody's whole thing is like, I want guys that are, that are flexible and can play this and play that. But, like, in all honesty, I mean, maybe I'm old school. Guys don't like to do that. Guys don't like to go play multiple positions. They don't enjoy doing that on the offensive line. They like playing one spot. It's comfortable playing one spot. It's comfortable playing next to one guy. And I understand, like, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Well, guess what? It's not comfortable being uncomfortable in the NFL up front, because that's already an uncomfortable job. It really is. It's already an uncomfortable job protecting $53 or $55 million quarterback and doing those things. It's already an uncomfortable gig. So to have a little bit of comfort playing a position that you're comfortable doing next to the guy that you're comfortable dealing with is what you're looking for as a unit. Like, you want to keep that continuity. So having one guy, if he gets removed from the equation and now everyone has to mix and match, that's difficult. So, like, if there's one thing that I'm concerned about, it's that. It is the depth of it. So with that being said, it's like, how going into week one, like, how is the health of the group? Like, is Elton okay? Is the left guard position, right? Is his back okay? Like, you know what I mean? Is he all right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's my whole
And now he's got a hip too. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who, Banksy's got a hip?
No, Elton's got a hip. Banks, I will say this about Banks. And again, we haven't seen the best of him. We haven't seen him in a full game. I do find myself wondering how big of an upgrade he is.
What does that mean?
I just, again, you guys know offensive line play a million times better than me. But thank you. I was expecting him to be like, oh my God, this guy, right? Like, you guys saw guys come in who were like that. Like, let's be honest, like Elton in 2019, you knew right away, this guy's really good. And while they didn't want to start him right away, and Lane Taylor kept his job for a week or two.
Jason, I know you don't like doing stuff. Are you saying you're underwhelmed by Aaron Banks?
I'm not saying I'm overwhelmed.
So you refuse to say that you're not excited about. He hasn't hardly practiced. You know what I mean?
I am. Here's what I'm saying. I'm eager for Brian
I know what you want to say, but you're being scared of sound graphs. Is what Blue? This is what happens. Jason's.
I worry a lot.
I know what he's thinking. I put him on the spot, and he always is saying, "You never ask me questions." And when I do, he hedges and haws because he doesn't want Jesse sound graph in his tail, and then people on Twitter saying, "Oh my God, Wilde doesn't think Aaron Banks is very good." Am I right, Jason? Because that's what's happening here.
Well,
we should really talk more about global warming. Look, I am eager for Brian to see him in a game on Sunday and then again on Thursday, and 2 games in, I'm really eager for Brian, who knows a million times more about offensive line play than I do, to tell me whether Aaron Banks is good or not. That's what I'm waiting for.
Because the thing is, I'm not going to, and this goes with everyone, right? And I think this is, this is for all players, right? And you can't make a knee-jerk reaction off one game, right? You can.
We will.
You can.
We will Monday. So we all on the same page.
Yeah, people will. It is always overreaction Monday after week 1, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But the best thing, obviously, I think the Green Bay Packers, regardless, and I know I'm going way ahead of this because obviously this game is huge against Detroit. But the best thing to do is turn around right away and play Thursday, no matter what, win or loss. I always look at it that way, right? If you play well or whatever, don't play well, turn around and have a quick one early on is fantastic. So, having those two that close together, you'll be able to get a really good evaluation of him as a player, right? He hasn't practiced much. He's had the back injury. We don't know a lot, and that is the question mark right now. I just listen. Goody has not missed much on the free agent signings. So, to me,
it's true.
It's
true.
Who? As a
Jimmy.
He said Jimmy. He said Jimmy.
Oh, he coughed it. Because he didn't. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying you're looking recent players the guys.
The whole 19 class, they were varying degrees of really good signings. Obviously, McKinney and Jacobs were home runs. Again, like Micah Parsons, guys that should have never gotten out of their buildings. Brian, you're 100% right, but that does mean that even great golfers like the two of you spray a drive once in a while. And maybe Aaron Banks is that. I'm not saying he is. I just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know yet. And 100%. That's the thing.
How old is Banksy? How old is he?
27. Let me double check that while Brian talks.
Yeah, we just don't know yet, and obviously, the eye in the sky never lies. That is it at the end of the day. So that's what we're gonna have to judge. He's 28.
28. It's getting close to that 30. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the reason to me that they brought Banks in is obviously the debacle in Philly, realizing that Elton's probably going to be a deuces B, and wanting to get bigger and more physical. He, I believe, is going to be a better run blocker than a pass blocker. We'll find out. Yeah, like Brian said, we'll find all that out. If Banks isn't the guy, that would be a big blow to what Goody and everything. That was his prized free agent pickup. That was his, let's set a different tone for this team. That was what they did. And along with moving Elton, then Brian, I know you caught a little bit of what I said, but the big thing for me is Elton, while he is a great football player, he's been everywhere. He has never settled in as a full-time starter at center. Along with Jordan and understanding all of those things, he didn't do anything in the offseason. He was out in the beginning. Jordan is out in the middle. And now you're sitting here saying everything's just going to be hunky-dory Sunday afternoon when, Jordan's still in a thumb little deal.
Yeah.
Elton's battling a hip, and I'm concerned. And if something happens to Elton, I do think there's going to be issues that come up that I don't know how long it's going to take to feel good about where they're at. That's the concern level that I have, because there's a lot of moving parts and not a lot of proof of concept of what this is going to look like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right. The center quarterback relationship, as we know, you played with great centers, I played with great centers. It's a unique relationship, and how those guys operate, their communication, how they do things. The good ones, they get along on a weird wavelength.
Yeah, really weird.
It is. I mean, the way Aaron and Corey would communicate, it was the weirdest thing, man. Like, you would think they hated each other, but they didn't. Like, it was really odd. But they knew what each other were thinking, because they were both really high-level thinkers, and they were both really on the same page, and everything ran really smooth. And Elton and Jordan just have not really had time to do that because of what you said. One was out, one came back, then the other one went out, and now Elton hasn't really practiced this week. And I mean, there just hasn't been that time, right? And Sunday's going to be here, right? And how much work are you actually going to get in to get these reps in? And it's just not. It's just you can't. I mean, that's the answer. You can't. And you kind of said it. If Jordan's going to be wearing a brace on his left hand, there's not going to be much under center work. There just won't be, because they're not going to take that risk of a ball bouncing off of that and hitting the turf. There's just no point to do that. And honestly, like, to me, if he's putting a brace on it, it doesn't, to me, that rings like it's not like 100% yet. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just my thought about it, right? Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, I don't know thumb injuries. Like, I mean, obviously I jammed thumbs, and I probably had a ligament injury in a thumb and I didn't know about it. You know, I mean, what do I know? I'm sure something happened like that to me at some point in my career. But normally, if you still have a brace over something, it's probably not 100% yet. So Green Bay's not going to risk putting him in that situation, which I don't blame him. So there's going to be a lot of gun work. And with gun work, if you're going to run zone, he's going to have to snap the ball and reach shades from the gun, which is difficult, because now you have to put a good snap on and reach a shade from the gun, and that is not easy work. And if you haven't been doing that, which, I mean, he just hasn't been, right? Elton hasn't been in practice a bunch and hasn't been doing it. You just don't know how it's going to go, right? Like, and if you're not confident in it, right, that means you're going to hang the guard in, right? You're going to keep the guard in with you to secure that, which then you don't get as much flow play side, because the guard's staying in for a half second longer, and you don't get the full front side flow that you want on run plays. So, like, it just depends on concepts and schemes that they're going to run against Detroit, right? I mean, if they're going to just stick with what they did last year with a lot of duo and downhill, okay, that's fine, right? I mean, that's fine from the gun, right? Like, that's okay. That's what you're going to do. But if you want to expand, which I hope they do, and you want to get back to your stretch and zone and get teams running and moving, then you work the play action game off of that in the boot game, then you need to be able to get teams to flow and run and get that front side, get that front side to move and run and get and displace them. And you can't really do that when the front side guard's hanging in with the center. And you just can't do it. So I'll be very interested to see how that looks really in the first quarter. You'll get a good idea on how that's going in the first quarter. Because if it's not, like, you'll see it, because they see it on the tablets, right? Like, it'll be very obvious. If they try it and it's not able to, like, come out, like, if it's not working, they're going to have to adjust. They have to adjust quick, because you can't continue to do it if it's not working. And that'll be something they'll be able to tell really fast. So I'm anxious and excited to see that, because if Elton can do it, and he can do it, right? Like, I'm not saying Elton can do it. It's just, does he have the reps under his belt right now to do it? And that is the only question that I have for him, because I know athletically, technically, he could do it. There's no doubt he could do it.
We'll take a break and then continue with Brian. Just FYI, for whatever this is worth, according to Spotrac, Aaron Banks got a $27 million signing bonus. His cap number for this year is $9.03 million. Next year, he has a base salary of $7.7 million. He has a roster bonus due of $9.5 million. He has a cap number of $24.9 million. Theoretically, and I'm not saying they will do this before the dude has even played a game.
You got him out the door after this season.
No,
that's what Jason Wilde's got.
Has potential outs. He would have $20 million in dead cap, and they would actually save $4 million on the cap by not having him on the team. I've just never seen a contract for a big name free agent structured this way. Now, if he plays great, they're going to convert that signing bonus or that roster bonus to a signing bonus and pay it to him, and everything will be hunky-dory. I had not looked at this in a while. It is a weird structure for your 4-year, $77 million contract. It just is.
Blue, before you go to break here, I just want Blue, because I've known Jason now for years and years, and I know how he rolls. What do you think Jason is trying to say without saying, Blue? What do you think he's trying to tell you but not tell you?
More with Brian Bulaga next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Life Navigators thanks everyone who joined in supporting their 42nd annual Challenger event honoring John and Mary Ann Plant on Monday, August 18th. Local support that day amazingly raised over $500,000 for kids and adults with disabilities. Life Navigators, your disability partner in Wauwatosa, supporting those with the greatest needs to be safe, happy, and healthy in our community. Disabilities are a part of the game we call life, and Life Navigators has been in it for over 75 years. Learn more at lifenavigators.org.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor courts and unlimited pickleball play. Leagues, clinics, tournaments, all included. The first tier of founder memberships is sold out, but you can still grab a great deal. $99 a month or $1,049 for a year. Only through the grand opening on August 23rd, with free open play, raffle prizes, and welcome gifts for the first 50 people. Go to pickler.com, hit the Menominee Falls page, and we'll see you on the court.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond, from garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
Wasn't doing anything different, wasn't trying to train for a marathon or compete in American Ninja Warrior. Was just playing racquetball with my buddies, and that's how the injury happened.
That led to Achilles surgery and years of chronic pain for Will Burt, a patient at QC Kinetics.
There's always been tenderness and inflammation, and I had the surgery to repair the tendon, but it didn't repair my quality of life.
Desperate for relief, Will tried the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics, and finally, the pain was gone.
The good news news is it's a solution without having to go under the knife. A solution that my body can kind of regenerate and take care of itself versus surgery, pain pills, rehab, and all that goes along with that.
Patients like Will are raving over the results. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Are you sick and tired of sad, skimpy, frozen pizzas that lack toppings and flavor? Problem solved. Screamin' Sicilian brings the party to pizza with mountains of whole milk mozzarella, premium meats, and veggies stacked to the sky. No tweaks necessary. Just tons of toppings and amazing flavor. Just bake it, bite it, and let it rip. Mamma mia! Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian. Toppings piled high, screamin' loud, always delicious.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an east side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I do.
Continuing with Brian Bulaga on Wilde Tausch. Interestingly enough, a guy that Brian motivated, and again, they've had an injury on their offensive line, Elijah Vera Tucker, who's one of, I believe, their starting guards with the New York Jets, is done for the season. So it looks like Josh Myers could be their opening day starter, and I think they might have to move Joe Tipman in order to do it. So
can we get Blue's? We teased that out beautifully. Can we get Blue's opinion on my opinion of your opinion?
Don't have time. We got to use our time wisely.
Oh.
Yeah, we're trying to be more
Very interesting,
useful with our timing. Brian, so let's skip over the worry part that we spent so much time on. Everyone wants to see what's going to happen with Micah Parsons. You were on the field that fateful night at Lambeau Field in the 2018 opener when you thought you'd lost your starting quarterback to a season-ending knee injury in the first half of the opener. Ends up playing the entire season with a fractured tibial plateau, but more importantly, comes back in the second half and leads you from down 20-0 to a 24-23 victory. Amid that game, Khalil Mack made his NFL debut, or his Bears debut, and he had a sack. He forced a fumble. He recovered the fumble. He had 3 tackles. He had an interception. He returned the interception 27 yards for a touchdown. What is your recollection from that game? And if Micah Parsons does that, I think there'll be a lot of really happy people on Sunday evening.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when the signing happened. I mean, it was, obviously when, a signing like that happens a week before a game, you're kind of like, great, like, that's wonderful. Like, that's kind of the mentality you have. Like, that's not what you were expecting. And I'm sure that's the way Detroit's feeling. And the thing too, when you go against a guy that hasn't been practicing all camp, hasn't been doing anything all camp, there's a freshness to him, right? I mean, all they've been doing really is working out, maybe conditioning, doing I guess whatever they've been doing, you don't really know. They're fresh, right? And they just got paid a lot of money, kind of like Parsons just did. So they're excited, right? They're ready to go. So they have energy to them, and they're excited to get out there and prove to their new fan base what they're all about. So I would imagine that that's going to be similar to what Packers fans will see from Parsons, right? And whether or not it's the same statistical night or whatever it may be, I don't know, right? Like, I mean, I think Packers would rather get the win at the end of the day, right? I think to beat Detroit would probably be a better outcome at the when the clock's hit 0. But I think a good day for him, because I don't know what his condition is, right? I mean, I keep seeing the thing about the back and the epidurals and what the deal is. Like, I don't know what the deal is there, right? Like, I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt he's playing. I don't know what that's all about, or I don't know what his rep count's going to be. The Bears all, I remember when Mac was getting ready to play, the Bears said, "Oh, he'll be on a rep count." The dude played like 90% of the snaps. Like there was a rep count. So it'll probably be the same for Parsons. He's going to play majority of the game, and he'll probably be really good because that's what really good players do. They play majority of the game. I mean, he may get a little winded at times, and they'll get him off the field and make sure that he's ready to go. But I assure you, every third down, every second and long, and every 1st and 10, he'll be on the field, and he'll be ready to go because that's or the start of every drive, he'll be on the field. Now, if it's if they get a first down or something, he may come off for that first down and get a blow, but he'll be back on the field because you look at his career as a player, he's on the field all the time. I mean, dude's a machine. That's just what he is. I mean, he plays everywhere. So I'm excited to watch him because he's a stud. He's just a stud, and that's what you have in that guy.
So, Blue, we all know he's a pass rushing guru. Like, he is fast. He's got everything you're looking for from a pass rush standpoint. And I think immediately why everybody's so excited, that was a concern. Packer fans are wondering if and when Goody would address it. Well, it took a little longer, but he did. But from your perspective, I've seen some stuff on social. How do you think holding up against the run? Because when he shoots a gap and he beats a guy, great. But it did feel like Green Bay ran at him in that postseason game. How do you look at Micah Parsons as, is he a liability in the run game, or what do you look, because I think now the run defense, Detroit is going to try to shove the ball down Green Bay's throat. You feel really confident that's going to be their game plan. Is Micah Parsons a good run defender in your eyes, or can you just give us your insights on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at what Green Bay did against Dallas, because if I'm not mistaken, the D coordinator was he was the head coach that's down in Washington, correct? Yep. So that's Dan Quinn. So that is the Seattle defense, if I'm not mistaken. And that mentality is they give those DNs a lot of free reign. They give them a ton of free reign. And I don't know if, and Hafley has that background, but I don't know if he's given the DNs that amount of free reign yet. Now, he may give Parsons a little more of that, but I think this defense and what we saw last year, there's a lot more edge setting to it. Like, there's a lot more of, I want the DNs to set super hard edges, box everything in, and go from there. So if there is the mentality of, hey, like, if you see an opportunity, you can shoot a gap, but that's not our mindset, is shooting gaps, I think you'll see, like, a different type of run defender in Parsons. Where you saw kind of Green Bay get after that is where he would jump gaps, and against the zone scheme, if you catch defenders jumping gaps, they are dead. They are dead, and you cut guys out of gaps, and guards catch it, and tackles are able to climb. They're done. Like, they are done. Like, you've cut guys out of gaps. I mean, you're climbing, guards are capturing, and you've already gained the edge after 2 steps, and the back sees it, and you're out the gate. So, like, if they're able to get Parsons, which listen, man, like, the guy's a pro. He's a pro. I mean, there's going to be times where he sees something and he wants to, take it, right? And he sees an open gap and he'll take it. And I mean, you win some, you lose some, right? That's the life of really aggressive, high-end, pass-rushing type DNs. You win some, you lose some when they get aggressive like that. But I think they're going to have him set hard edges, and he's really good at setting hard edges. If you watch his run clips of when he sets hard edges, he's good at it because of how his center of gravity and how low he plays. He's able to set really good edges on tackles, and if he's able to do that and force things in, he'll be really effective. Because you're not asking him to make miracles in the run game. You're just asking him to make sure things don't get outside, right? And that's really what you want DNs to do in this scheme, is not allow things to get outside the box and force everything back in. I think the biggest thing to me is, he's not a liability in the run game. To me, he's not, because I think he's a good run defender. You look at the Cowboys in general, the Cowboys defense was a liability in the run game. I loved going against the Cowboys defense when I was playing, no matter what. So Jerry Jones can say what he wants. I went there in 2019 and we ran for 4 touchdowns. So running for 4 touchdowns on the Dallas defense isn't an anomaly. It happens all the time. It's not like it hasn't happened before. I think the question for me will be, who steps up in the middle of the Packers defense, right? You lose Kenny, and I understand Kenny, whether or not you say he was effective in this defense or not, right? That's one thing. But who steps up in the middle of the Packers defense and claims that role? Who's going to be the guy that goes, all right, Kenny left, I am going to claim this role and
Stackhouse.
Okay, him or whoever it may be takes that role on head on and says, this is mine now. I'm going to be the guy in the middle of this front 4 that's going to, take on 2 and eat bodies up so the backers can roam free and get downhill and do that. Because against this Lions offensive line, you're going to need to do that, right? You know it better than anyone. This Detroit's offensive line, they are very good. Now, I get it. Center's gone. And the center was Ragnall's very good, right? Right. He was an absolute stud of a center, and he's very good, and he's gone. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out for them, because that's a big loss. Because he was ridiculously good. So that'll be interesting to see. But who from the Packers interiorly steps up to fill that role? And that'll be interesting to see how that works, because if the front, we'll just say 6 or 7, depending how Detroit goes. If they go big, it's
6,
obviously going to
7?
be front 7.
Did you say 6, 7?
Yeah, I know. My son's saying that.
Oh, good. I love that you said 6, 7.
I don't even know what that means. I really don't.
I don't either, but
that
it's
makes
fun.
3 of us.
No one here does, but he says it all the time.
No, it's fun. Blue, before we let you go, how much sleep do you think Sewell and Decker lost after they heard that trade? Because I would guarantee that when you hear that, because people ask you when the schedule comes out, what do you got the bye, holiday games, first game, and then it would always be road games with these elite pass rushers. And Rashawn Gary's there, but I don't think, okay, Rashawn. And then when that trade pops last week, do you think the boys are sitting there thinking, oh, this ain't great. Why didn't you trade him mid-season? Or do you think it's just bring it on, let's see this challenge?
No, they did not go bring it on, let's see this challenge. There's no. I don't care who. I don't care how good you are, or it doesn't matter. Listen, listen.
I agree.
I've played with really good tackles, and Dave. I played with Cliff. I got to play with you. I mean, I played with Rashawn Slater. Like, I played with really good tackles. That is, I don't care who you are. When a guy gets traded of the quality of Parsons, and all of a sudden he pops up week 1 on your schedule when you didn't expect it, it's like, what is this? Like, why? Like, I mean, and you obviously have to adjust and you have to get ready for it, but you sit there and go, why? Like, seriously? Like or you go, like, why couldn't we be at home? Like, why couldn't we be at home so, like, I could at least hear the snap count and, like, go from, like, It's got to be on the road, and it's got to be the opening game, and, like, you go from there. Like, so I don't know. Like, losing sleep, I don't know. But I tell you, it's more like that thought of, like, we really got to go do this week 1. Like, we really got to go do this week 1, and it's not. And then it's the thought of how are they going to deploy him? Right, like, where's he going to play over? Is he going to play over me? Is he going to play over the right? You don't know where he's going to be on the defense. That's what you get a little more nervous about as a tackle, because you don't know who you're preparing for because there's no tape. So you're like, am I going to get him? Or are you going to get him? Who am I? Like, I have no idea. And that, to me, is the more nerve-wracking part of, thinking about it. It gets me a little nervous thinking about it. Like, as a tackle, it gets me nervous because I'm like, who would I be blocking? Who am I blocking this week? I have no idea. Like, that makes me a little unsettled thinking about it.
The good news, Brian, you're not blocking them at all. You're just going to be watching and breaking down the film.
Yeah, amen.
Nobody. Thank God.
Brian,
thank God.
We appreciate you, buddy. I'll talk to you later today on the Homer Hour. Thanks.
All right, guys. Take care.
That is the great Brian Bulaga. I'm so glad we got our bonus time with him, despite having the big Boldathon yesterday. Another special thing that's going on is with Steinhafels, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Steinhafels is teaming up with Special Spaces Wisconsin to do something really special. If you remember last year, every time there was a field goal, they were making a huge donation to Special Spaces. And obviously, if Rob Domofsky's prediction comes true, that'll be great. But right now, if you stop by Steinhafels this month and test rest any mattress, just try it out. When you do, you'll get a $20 restaurant gift card, so dinner is on Steinhafels. And Steinhafels will, in turn, also donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. So you get 100 people in there, test rest in beds. You get 100 gift cards given out and $2,000 in that day alone to Special Spaces Wisconsin. They're an incredible group that creates dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. So swing by Steinhafels this September. Take a test rest, take a beat, enjoy a night out, have a meal with Lois, and help make a child's dream bedroom come true as well. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour at a league record, 10:21 a.m.
So much for that clock management yesterday.
It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Grown
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. I have not been as attentive to the, as Jesse likes to call them, dwellers. But Michael, who just by sheer volume of comments in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube, occasionally hits on something that I want to get to.
Quantity over quality for Michael.
Thank you, Michael, for your service. Are we elevating Hardman this week to be the punt returner? Let Keyshawn return kicks. I think that they probably are, and I think this is a really interesting discussion, Michael, because a couple things. One, I don't think they're going to have Nate Hobbs. So now, are you going to put your number one corner on kick returns? And then if something goes haywire there, you got Carrington Valentine and Kamal Haddon at corner? Carrington Valentine and Bo Melton at corner? I'm not returning him on kicks. I'm not. And then punt returner, we know about the Jones fracture that Jaden Reed has, and he said yesterday,
reporting by you,
which he did not,
by you.
which I think it's important to point out, he in no way disputed that reported diagnosis. Yesterday when he talked, he said it's a pain management and pain tolerance issue for him. So how much pain do you want him having to tolerate, and do you have him return punts?
Can you give an epidural
all right.
besides in the back?
I do want to. Adam Schefter is the best in the business.
Sure.
I think the word choice has changed on that because, again, I've never given birth. Paula handled that task twice brilliantly for us.
Thank you to Paula.
Thank her for her service.
Yeah.
But an epidural makes the lower half of your body south of the equator numb. So you're not running. You're not running. You're not feeling nothing down there.
If you remember, though, you remember Jerome Bettis? I don't know if he had a toe or if he had a hip. And he got a shot. I don't know if it was an epidural. And remember, his leg went numb. He couldn't play.
Right.
And I saw Gronk on our friend Kay Adams' show, even though Kay didn't join us after you tried to ask her, saying he took epidurals. So I was with you, but then
I think we're not understanding what it is. I think.
Who's not?
Again, I think I'm not here to judge whether or not. I think epidural is kind of like Band-Aid. Like, Band-Aid is a brand. It's a bandage,
Let me tell you
right?
something. I'll take a Band-Aid over an epidural any day.
For sure. But
So
what
I
I'm
don't think
saying
they are
is that I think some people may be using epidural when it's really an anti-inflammatory shot. Okay? And so...
You always tell me words matter.
They
you
do
have to
matter.
Trust what the words are, so I'm just trusting the words. But
notice no one is saying epidural anymore about Micah Parsons' back. I think there's been a realization that was the wrong term, is what I'm saying.
Did Doc McKenzie tell you this in a parking lot somewhere up there? Or?
Not recently.
Parking lot follow-up?
Not
Did
recently.
he epiduralize your turf toe, and that's
did
how
not.
you've gotten so
No,
good?
I got no shots at all. And I appreciate his great care. Very much, very appreciative of it.
I bet you do.
But so my point is that how do you manage risk? And we get Bisaccia today, and this will be among the questions. He's not going to tell us that they're elevating Hardman, but I'm guessing that that's more likely than not. I don't know what you do here, because we fence, as we like to call it at 1265 Lombardi Avenue, is 1/3 of the game. So you don't want to be putting guys that, we don't care if this guy gets hurt kind of mentality as your return guys.
Okay,
But
if you're going to say that, though, and we fence and it's all the same, then you have to use the same risk factor on special teams that you do on defense.
Agree.
So let's not. I always get a kick out of when people say that, but then, he's too valuable to put there, so you got to put him here. Well, you're telling us what you think when you do that, then.
Correct. You're 100% right.
All right.
You'll get no disagreement from me.
Put
at all.
Hardman back there. Let him eat. Let him eat.
Or let him
If
fumble?
you're going to activate him and elevate him, he's got to eat. You ain't putting him out there to sit. Like, he's not going to do much in the receiving game, you wouldn't think. So if you're elevating him, it's to return. So put him out there, but then let's stop with the we fence and all this stuff. If you believe Keyshawn's your dog, you put him out there. If you don't, then let's cut the we fence out and call it special teams and go about our business. That's all. It's not that hard.
We've got some trivia coming up. We got a few other things I want to get to, including something that Jordan Love said yesterday. But before we can do that, Tausch has to tell us about our love for Jones Dairy Farm and
love
all
Jones
that
Dairy
great
Farm.
meat.
Yeah, a lot of meat out there, bacon, life-changing. What makes that bacon so special? Well, it's dry-aged for up to 3 weeks, intense flavor, worth the wait, smoked with real cherry wood and hickory hardwood, never liquid smoke. They got the center cut of the bacon. That means it's leaner, it's meatier, it's less fatty. Find Jones products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. Check the website's product finder at www.jonesdairyfarm.com. Jesse's got that video. Eleanor is a star. We had a great lunch down there. Jesse and I ate probably 6 pounds of bacon when we were down there. They had all that great lean sauce, all the great stuff at Jones Dairy Farm. Again, check it out at jonesdairyfarm.com.
Try the Braunschweiger. We will discuss the rest of the Packers injury report and something that Jordan Love said that was interesting to me yesterday. We'll get to that straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and the start of the NFL season is here. We have hit winners and won money in Week 0 and Week 1, building profit, and you need to go to FatJackSports.com if you're going to be betting this week, whether it's daily fantasy or playing the games against the spread. Go to FatJackSports.com. If you had Clemson, Alabama, Notre Dame, or Texas last week, it's going to be a long year for you. You need to go to FatJackSports.com. We are going to make a ton of money, less than $100 a week for longer packages. Get signed up today, FatJackSports.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to AdventKnows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Bulaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hello, I'm Will Summers, and this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Badger High School's Matt O'Grady. After falling to Slinger in the WIAA football playoffs last season, O'Grady and the Badgers answered back this season in a big way, defeating the Owls 56-14. O'Grady led the rushing attack for the Badgers with 132 yards on 13 carries and 3 touchdowns. The Badgers would finish the night with 391 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground as a team. O'Grady is currently a senior at Badger High School and is committed to play football for the United States Military Academy at West Point next fall. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Matt O'Grady.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I'm not a doctor, nor am I a veterinarian, but we have a veterinarian on the line to explain epidurals to us. Maybe I was wrong. And I can also ask, how many cats are too many cats? Let's talk to Ross.
Because you're worried that your house is going to get raided.
Legal ramifications.
No, I'm not going to say how many we have. I'm just going to ask how many is too many. Ross, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir. You guys are doing awesome, huh?
Well, I don't know. If you're going to correct me publicly.
I always love it. You get a question after. Yeah, we're doing great, Ross. We're doing great.
Supplementing information on your behalf. How's that?
That sounds great. I love it.
That's awesome.
So, okay, a shot like that, you have intravenous is IV. You have intramuscular, it's IM, and an epidural is into the dura of the spinal cord. And an epidural is always in a lumbar vertebrae, in between the vertebrae. You slip that into the actual spinal cord. So that's where the epidural goes. We use it on cows or people, it's pretty effective, but you kind of got to know what you're doing when you're slipping in between vertebrae.
So your supplemental information, with Theo the kitten here joining the conversation, your supplemental information would confirm then for us that Micah Parsons is not getting a shot into his spinal cord in order to play on Sunday. Agreed?
Well, if they say if he's getting an epidural, that's what an epidural is. But it's, like I said, that's for deadening things for giving birth in animals and people. So I have to agree that would be really tough to play because you probably would be paralyzed from down below. Well, the point is that you wouldn't get that for a thumb or an ankle because you're not going to get to the spinal cord in peripheral things. But that's what the epidural is. But like you said, that would be a little too effective for anesthesia to have you play pro football.
So the IM one you're talking about, the inner muscle, that is more likely.
Right.
Like if you had a hip, or a groin, and you wanted to, would it be? What's the difference between a cortisone shot and what you're describing? Is that the same thing? Because I think we all think epidural, we think childbirth, we think what you're saying, you better be sensitive, it's going to numb everything, you can't play. It wouldn't make any sense. What would make sense?
Sure. Well, and it gets more complicated, like another layer. See, now, a cortisone shot usually goes into a joint capsule. You're putting it in somewhere, and that's where, just like if you get a cortisone shot in your shoulder, it's going into that joint capsule, the pouch around it, and that's what really helps the joint to have less pain, kind of thing. But they have given, you can put stuff like that in the muscle. It just takes longer, and it's a more generalized thing if you want the muscle to feel better. But generally, it's to give pain relief in a joint, and it's involving a joint capsule. How about that?
All right, last question for you, Ross, before we let you go. How many cats in one house are too many cats?
Wow. Well, I've got a barn full of them, but not a house. So should I say 0? Gee, I don't know. I could get in trouble with the missus on that one. We've had a couple from time to time. Kind of depends if the kids love them, if their kids are going to help out. Otherwise, litter boxes versus no litter boxes, that's a big factor, huh?
That is, yes. All right. Well, then I think we've got the perfect number. I appreciate you
Ross, how long do you think,
that.
if, let's say, because you have a bunch of feral cats down in the barn, and you wanted to break one in and bring them into the house, how long is that process going to take?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, people do it, and I've actually got some of my feral barn cats. The damn barn stinks because there's so much cat poop around.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So I've literally put out litter boxes, and some of the cats actually use them. And so they wouldn't be much of a challenge to get into your house. Some feral cats, though, will never, ever use them, and they'll be going in your plants, in your bathtub, in your carpeting, and you could never fix some of those or train some of those. You know what I mean?
But I do. I think we can agree it's a lot easier to go from a feral cat into domestic than to go domestic into being a feral, because I'm not going to get into it, but I don't think you can go domestic into feral. Is that fair?
Yeah, because they're going to be living outside. It's a dog-eat-dog, cat-eat-cat world out there. The cat fights. The surviving out there is a little different game than inside the house watching TV.
Hey, Ross, we appreciate your insight. We could talk feral cats all day, but we got some football to get to. Thanks for the call. We appreciate your insight.
Pleasure. Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
I just want to confirm something, Jason.
I love our show.
This is not
Cowboys.
This is not a
7:15 tonight.
Hey, this is not a Scuba Chad situation, correct? We know Ross is a certified vet. We vetted him.
Did we check his credentials?
Did you vet him?
We didn't have to vet him. He is a vet.
But did you vet that?
Him? Yeah.
Yeah, we talked off air.
How did you vet him? Stop! Don't lie. Did you Google him?
You didn't do any vet.
Tell me about your vet practice. What's the website? And look him up.
It doesn't take much to get by my screen back here, but
it doesn't.
A basic amount. Scuba Chad was effective in he saw through the screen. He was able to get past me. Most people don't get past me.
Multiple times.
Scuba Chad has beaten you like 5 times. Yeah, he's done with you.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
Here he is breaking down epidurals and all this other stuff, and it sounds all great. I just want to make sure it's valid.
For starters, off air, he gave me a last name, and I feel like a vet that was trying to fake being a vet to provide info about epidurals would not give you a fake last name. So that's your vetting.
Was it Smith?
Smith.
Or Jones?
Close.
No, Jonesy.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, we appreciate Ross's insight, whether he was vetted or not. That was interesting. I'll tell you this. If you wanted an expert on Coors Light, it wouldn't take long for you to vet Mark Tauscher to know that he is a legit expert.
Yeah, I've had a lot of Coors Light in my life, and you know what? It always makes me relaxed and chilled. And whether you're tailgating pregame, herding up cats, trying to figure out if you need an epidural, whatever it might be, you know, it'll be nice. Crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged because it is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I think we're going to get back to football here, but we may discuss the fertilization of a domestic cat because Tausch dropped.
Really wish
there's a story there.
I really wish that I was on the YouTube, that somehow my subscription to YouTube would allow me to get into that chat, because I got a hunch that chat's super interesting right now with all of the cat talk.
I'll let you know. There are a few people that are taken aback by the idea that we brought in a veterinarian to discuss a human procedure.
That is fair. All the human doctors were occupied.
Oh, fair roll.
Not bad. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Peace.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, Simply Local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, Simply Local and member FDIC.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition and the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com, because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWspinecenter.com. That's OAWspinecenter.com.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. There's something in the air you can't deny.
Thanks again to Ross, the veterinarian. A few folks with you got to vet the vets. Always vet the vet, Eric in Madison says.
Yeah. Make sure
but
we're
be that as it may, we're gonna accept his bona fides as valid, and we appreciate him trying to help out with that question. Jesse's really intrigued by something Jordan Love said, and I want to get to it. So let's get to it now before we forget about it and get off on a tangent. Jesse, what did Jordan Love say that caught your fancy?
Oh, why don't I just play it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think every season we got to have that level of urgency to have that mindset that we're going to go out there and compete for it. But, I think, like you said, bringing a player like Micah just shows, what Goody's thinking, the team we have this year and what we're getting prepared for. So obviously, he always says he's trying to put the best team out there and bring in the best guys as possible to make us the best team. So, I think there's always kind of that pressure, and that's always the mindset is go out there and want to compete for a Super Bowl. It starts with the NFC North, but adding a player like that, to a defense who I already thought was really good. So I'm just excited to see it. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to us. We got to go out there, make plays, execute. A roster, who you got on it doesn't win you games. So we got to go out there and make those plays.
Should Lambo?
Jesse, what did you find so interesting about that?
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Well, I'll tell you guys.
Please do.
Back when Brian Gutekunst said in, January, February, about the
January 17th.
The sense of urgency to win a championship has to ramp up. We spent a lot of time on this show and others throughout the offseason talking about the sense of urgency. And we then later said that was more intended for the players. Goody actually said it was more intended for the players in his mindset on, where's the sense of urgency to go and win a championship this year. Well, now this has been fully reversed, where now Jordan Love is saying Goody has very clearly shown the urgency to win a championship by making the move for Micah Parsons and giving up, Kenny Clark and 2 future picks in the interest of bringing in a star player to win now. And it just seemed like a full circle moment from where we ended last season as we get ready to kick off this year. The sense of urgency theme that we had all offseason long shifts from Goody talking about other players now to other players saying that Goody has very clearly shown that in the last week.
I think that's a good point, Jesse. I applaud you. What a week you're having. Kudos to you, because that is interesting.
Jen Latta would like a word.
There was, Jason was very hard on Goody when it comes to the urgency bit. Like, he was very critical of Brian Gutekunst, and I think for a lot of fans it was, well, it can't just be about draft. And then he, grabs Matthew Golden in that first round. And now he does the biggest swing we've seen, obviously in the Gutekunst era, but you can make an argument of really since the Reggie White move, and that was in a trade. So when you add all that up, just like I was very critical when the Brewers traded Josh Hader and what it did to a locker room, this is the reverse of that. And I do think there's a sense from a player's standpoint, words are one thing. It's always about that action, boss. And that action from your boss told you, we're good enough to go win it, now go do it. And there's no excuses. We've given it. Everything is sitting right here for you to go do it. It's on y'all. Take ownership of it and go do it. And I think there's something very empowering to a locker room about that, but there's also something you hope that's not daunting. Because it's now, there are no, oh, well, we didn't re-sign this guy, or we didn't do this. Here you go, boys. Go do it. And I think one of the hallmarks of the G&G has always been, the Packer way, if you will, has always been from a front office standpoint, take all of the excuses and all of that off the table. Let's make sure that players, coaches, scouts have every resource available to them for us to have the best football team and season we can. They take a lot of pride. You need lights, even though we have to spend a bunch of money and you're going to only use them for a year and a half during practice. I will get you lights. You need better entertainment in the stadium? All right, we'll get it. You need a parking lot underground? All right, we'll do it. They've done it. So we need a big-time pass rusher in the prime of his career from a rival team, and we're going to pay him $47 million a year. All right, we'll do it. Now, you go do it. That's what the Packers have done.
At 4:20 p.m. on August 28th, the year of our Lord 2025, immediately after Adam Schefter reported the full trade exchange, this guy, tweeted this. Goody showing the urgency he told his players they needed to ramp up after last season. Big time. He deserves all the credit in the world. Because I did criticize him, and I think fairly, by the way.
Okay.
When he said it after the game, because it was 5 days after they lost in Philly, and it sounded to me like a general manager who believed he had drafted enough really good players to go win that game, suggesting that they didn't understand how rare those opportunities are and that they did not have the proper amount of urgency. And I think that is what he believed. I do. And I think with a Coors Light on the table in his garage fridge, I think he would admit that as well. But to his credit, he went and drafted a wide receiver in the first round for the first time in 23 years. He took a couple of flyers, right, on guys that were available. Isaiah Simmons, it didn't work out. It didn't. He wasn't what they thought he might be. He was not Zach Bond. And now he went out and got Micah Parsons. So he has shown that urgency. Now, is he showing that urgency in part because Ed Policy said he's not getting an extension and he's not a fan of lame duck status? Maybe. But he's showing the urgency, and he deserves a ton of credit for that. And now we're going to see how it works out. There have been times when general managers have shown urgency, and they chose the wrong people to show urgency with, and those guys didn't play well, and then they were looking for employment. I don't think that's the case here. I think Micah Parsons is going to be a really, 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 really good football player for the Green Bay Packers.
So, Jason, is Goody basically, and I'm not going to say off the hook, but don't you kind of feel like Goody has now said, here you go, now it's you? Like, isn't that, I mean, they're always in it together and everything else, and if there's injuries, he'll tinker and tinker. But don't you kind of feel like,
yes.
Do you think Goody felt like, I have handed you this on a silver platter, it's time to go do it?
Yep.
All right.
I think it's now, hey, you have everything you need. So whether it's Matt LaFleur or whether it's the players or however you want to look at it, I think Goody, I'm not saying he's going, my hands are clean, I've done all I can do for you.
No, I said
now it's up to you.
Silver platter.
I understand, but I was doing the, hey, I've done my work here. Now it's your turn to do your work. He's helped them immensely. He's delivered more talent. Now we'll see what it does. I'm very curious to see, does Micah Parsons have like a 20-sack season? I can't wait to get to, it's not Wake Me in January. I'm just super curious to see what the conversation is in January. Very, very, very curious. Because this is a big boy league. The
conversation will be on Monday.
Well, true. But I want to see what is.
This I'll tell you what, I know it's Overreaction Monday, but this is one to overreact to. You're talking about the team that has knocked you down and taken your North crown from you and has been the bullies of the block. And just like old Ralphie, you either sit there and let your brother lay there or you get up and you start swinging. We'll see on Sunday, and we'll be able to talk about on Monday if they got up and Ralphie'd him or if they just laid there in that little suit and said, okay, well, that's just another
Can't
year.
put my arms down. Scott Farkas is going to take a whooping. All right, we're going to do our Tausch's Tennis Minute coming up. Then we're going to get back to football. We'll have trivia and Wonelli as well. But before we can do that, I need to tell you, of course, about Associated Bank. They're our bank, and they are the best in the business when it comes to customer service. They've got the awards to prove it, whether it's early pay, whether it's credit monitoring to make sure you can make those big purchases, whether it's fraud protection. They were great when that happened. And on top of that, Brewers checking, Badgers checking, and Packers checking. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Tausch's Tennis Minute will only be a minute, and it's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Catholic Memorial Football hits the gridiron on Friday night.
To Devon Williams Jr., and he's into the end zone.
The Crusaders are on the road to take on Waukesha North.
Deep pass from Dalton Stanky, and it's complete to Dustin Rose.
Crusaders football is brought to you by R&R Insurance, D&M Accounting and Consulting Services, Curative Care, Home Sealed Exteriors, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Tune into the action Thursday night starting at 6:30 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9.
Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 64-ounce selected varieties Essential Everyday Apple Juice, 2 for $4. 32 to 64-ounce selected varieties Silk Milk or Creamer, 2 for $7. 6 to 16-count selected varieties Stone Ridge Ice Cream Sandwiches, $3.49. 20 to 24-ounce selected varieties Frigo String Cheese, $6.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh. Oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 12th.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an east side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Best Marquette games ever, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Most memorable ever, if you consider the most famous postgame photo, February 5th, 1974, 59-58, Marquette over Wisconsin on a last-second 20-foot shot by Maurice Lucas. This still famous photo has a joyous Al McGuire jumping on the scorer's table, and the father of the opposing team's talented twin sons responding with a half a peace sign or the middle finger. And Maurice Lucas saying, Coach Al would have been hiding under that table if I had made that shot. If you're a company owner offering medical insurance for your employees, you may be sick and tired of the constant increase in rates or change in benefits. Now's the time to take a look at a different type of plan. At Saganiac Planning, it's called level funding, an opportunity to keep premiums low and possibly receive a return of your premiums. For more information, call John Saganiac Jr. Level Funding, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
When I close my eyes, I can see you in my sweatshirt, dancing around that college bar. These days I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh,
we take a brief break from football to bring you Tausch's Tennis Minutes.
Tennis is the only sport where the uniform is what you would wear under your clothes in any other sport. You're actually out there in your underwear.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Tausch Tennis Minute.
All right, so I know we only have a minute. You better take a little pause this weekend with all the football. And for everybody that loves sports greatness, enjoy Novak Djokovic tomorrow. Because this is going to be, I believe, his last big run that he has. He's 38. He has set all these records. He is the GOAT of GOATs. He's past Fed. He's past Nadal. He is the GOAT of GOATs. And at 38, this is his 4th semifinal in the 4 Grand Slams he's done this year. He's not going to beat Alcaraz. It's going to be Sinner and Alcaraz. But just take a beat and embrace the greatness of the GOAT of GOATs in the sport of tennis. Take a beat. Watch it tomorrow. Check it out, because I believe this is going to be your last great look at the greatest tennis player to ever play. That's what I believe.
So you are a publicly admitted Roger Federer guy.
Yes. Has
he surpassed Federer in your? Obviously, he's still your favorite, right? Federer is still your favorite.
Joker passed him.
Well, that's what has he really? Not just in his accomplishment, but in your appreciation for how good he is.
Yes. I don't know how you can look at Federer. He was a maestro He was just fluid, and I think everybody loved him. Rafa, just a bull. The greatest of all time on clay, just a complete bull. Djokovic took both of those guys down, lasted through, and has all this. So I respect that, and nobody liked him. He was really an enemy to every crowd he went into, and he still has overcome it. I tip the cap and say kudos to Joker. It's been a hell of a career, and I think he's going to come back and keep playing. But I think he's breaking down. He's not catching Sinner, and the boys are too young and too good. Not going to happen. So a salute to Novak, the greatest of all time.
And a shout-out from me for the great Stefan Edberg, who I always enjoyed watching play.
I like Boris Becker. Boris, we always jumping around on the grass. That was always fun.
Yeah. Vitas Gerulaitis. Do they do prize picks for tennis?
Patrick Rafter.
Patrick McEnroe.
They do.
They
prize
do?
Picks.
Yeah.
How many times I got to tell you, Prize Picks does it all, baby. They do it all.
Well, baby, tell me more about it, baby.
And if you want to be right on your sports opinions and make a little bit of money, Prize Picks is your spot. And it is simple to play. More or less, 2 to 6 player stat projections. You get your picks right, you cash in. Prize Picks puts their users first. All withdrawals fast, safe, and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, more for quick and easy deposits. And football season is here tonight. Dak Prescott, 0.5 yards. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure there's an easier, start your lineup with that. Then figure it out. I am going to go McCarthy less. I think JJ's going to have a tough night. Now, the only thing I don't love about that, I got to wait till Monday, but I feel really strong about it. So that's the road I'm going to go down. I'm going to take a look at some of the G&G and what Detroit has later on. But that's my prize pick. We'll get Jesse's. I'm sure we'll do all that tomorrow. It is the best place to cash in. Have your sports opinions, believe in them, and then make a little bit of cash. Use the code WI to download the Prize Picks app, and when you do that, you get $5 for free. You get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, boy, it is good to be right.
I don't know if you're allowed to say any of this, so I'm just going to speak for myself and only myself when I say I really like Dylan Jones rushing yards for the Wisconsin Badgers.
I am not allowed to do any college football.
Okay, I won't say. This is only my opinion when I say I like Dylan Jones on Saturday. If they got a backup quarterback starting against one of the worst teams in FBS college football, give me that running back.
Thank you for not getting Tausch in trouble because we like the fact that he does such a good job on the call of Badger football.
Not him at all.
We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour with Back to Football next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
We are just a few days away from kickoff between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions in the season opener at Lambeau Field Sunday afternoon. ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Demovsky joining Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin on Wednesday, certainly singing the praises of rookie wide receiver Matthew Golden.
I don't know that I've ever seen a receiver come in here and be, I don't want to say perfect, because obviously everybody makes mistakes, but I'm telling you guys, he hasn't dropped the pass.
That's KBN's Kyle Wallace unable to contain his excitement from Rob Demovsky. Matthew Golden's debut comes Sunday against the Lions. I'm Alex Strofe.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Do you want to bank without the fuss? For easy banking, rely on us. In person, online, or with the Tri-City app. Your banking can be done just like that. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month.
Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Hour of Wilde Tausch, which will include double trivia, so be ready for that. Begins now, and it begins with something Matt LaFleur said yesterday. The Green Bay Packers were a Carl Brooks fingertip away from being 0-6 in the NFC North. They are the first team in league history to have lost that many division games and still made the playoffs. Thank you, AFC South. So Matt LaFleur yesterday was asked about putting a greater emphasis on beating the Lions, who have been the bullies on the block, Scott Farkas, the last 2 years. The Packers used to run the North. Not lately, they haven't. Here's how Matt LaFleur answer that question.
I think it always starts with your division, so it's not just Detroit, but certainly they've been the standard the last 2 seasons in this league, and I've got a lot of respect for what they've been able to accomplish, got a lot of respect for Dan, what he's been able to establish. So it's going to be a great challenge, but one I think that, we're just going to prepare to the best of our ability each and every day to give us the best chance to go out there and have some success.
That's a lot of words. I'm still waiting for the coach that says, I have no respect for their coaching staff. I think their coaching staff sucks. But Dan
wait
Campbell.
Till the Bears game. You might hear that.
From Ben Johnson, who's certainly willing to say that sort of thing, whether he should or shouldn't. Tausch, look, say what you will, but the Lions came in on that cold January day at Lambeau Field, with the Packers facing a win-and-they're-in scenario to make the playoffs, and with the Lions with nada to play for, and they beat them. Kept the Packers out of the playoffs. And then in 23 and 24, gosh darn it, they went and won the division. To which I ask you, how do the Packers overtake the Lions and get back on top of this division?
You punch a bully in the mouth.
Scott Farkas.
That's what you do.
Yep.
And I think it was very telling to me, whether it was in that Netflix doc with Goff or wherever I heard and saw it, but it was pretty well publicized, about dragging them out to sea and drowning them. Like, that tells you Dan Campbell's approach is, we are going to bite kneecaps, we're going to be physical, and they felt like they were more mentally and physically tough than the Green Bay Packers. That's how they felt, and I don't know if I agree that it all showed up. I assure you the game, that Amazon Thursday night game a couple years ago, was brutal. They punched us in the mouth, and we didn't have an answer. I think we then came back and beat them up there. And then last year I thought the games were really good football games. Detroit's O-line took hold a little bit. So I think Green Bay has closed that gap from when Dan Campbell said they're going to drag you out and drown you. And now we'll see if that gap has closed. Because, Detroit has added a lot of talent, and they're well coached, and they have built their foundation on toughness and physicality. I think Green Bay has recognized they needed to have more of that. Mm-hmm. They needed more playmakers to match in these big games. So Detroit, to their credit, they have earned it. They are the kings of the North, but it's a whole new year. And I think Green Bay has a new attitude on it. And whether or not they impose their will and can overtake the Detroit Lions, Sunday afternoon's going to be a great test to see. Because right now, I don't think anybody knows. There's some flux as far as where we're at with that, and we'll find out how we match up with the big bad bullies. I wish they had a B word for a street near the Lions complex, because that's where I'd like to go, like the
Broad
Broadway
Street
bullies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that is not, I don't know what street it is, so I'm not going to say it. But they, make no mistake about it, they think they're the biggest, baddest bullies on the block. And they have been. Until you're not. Because as you put it, Farkas, he was the big, bad bully until he was crying home to Mama, asking for a bowl of chili with a bloody nose, and he's crying in the snowbank. That's what we hope happens.
Tausch, punching a bully in the mouth.
I don't remember the chili part of that movie.
Didn't Ralphie go home and eat a bowl of chili after he got done knocking Farkas out? Thought he had a big old bowl of chili.
I'm gonna have to
Maybe
fact
not.
check
I
that.
don't remember chili being in the movie at all, honestly.
I know the Bumpus Hounds ate their turkey.
Shouldn't they have had chili? All that snow and snow fighting? A good bowl of
I'd
chili.
be interested in like a
Chili now.
The Farkas,
Chili
like if
now.
they redid the movie all from Farkas's perspective, I'd be kind of interested in watching that. Like how'd Farkas come to be, and what happened after? How'd he change his life?
I'm guessing his life changed that day when Ralphie
like,
beat
could be like a
beat the
Scrooge
tar
kind of
out
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Jesse.
Good old Scott. You mentioned punching a bully in the mouth. Isn't the one time they've beaten these guys in the last couple of years? Isn't that what they did on Thanksgiving 2023? Like they hit that touchdown, they hit that big play to Christian Watson right from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a lot of talk yesterday about getting off to a fast start. Yeah, good reason. It's a good idea. You should do that because it gives you a better chance of going out and winning the football game. So is that realistic? I mean, you are at home. That helps you as well. Also, bad news for you as I go through all the different streets around Ford Field. Gratiot is my favorite, Gratiot, but that's not going to help you in your search for a B.
No. That doesn't sound like how we should say that name.
That is exactly how you say it, Gratiot. And Bob Cratchit. I think he's worried about that show that Greg Gard was watching.
Sounds like something else.
During the pandemic, some Creek show, and it wasn't Dawson's Creek. My question for you is, how confident are you that the Packers can come out and do that? Because Jordan Love went through a scenario where they introduced the defense, and Micah Parsons runs out last. And then they force a 3-and-out with Parsons getting a sack of.
Let's go. Let's go.
So they force the punt. Or hey, why just settle for a punt? Let's have a strack. And Jared Goff fumbles. The Packers recover, and then Jordan Love throws a touchdown pass to Matthew Golden, and they're up 7-0. That would qualify as a punch in the mouth, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. But I think yes. But that is, part of the whole process, but it's more about the physicality. Detroit thinks they're tougher and more physical than the Green Bay Packers. Their coach tells them that. I would bet their players, you kind of see Amon St. Brown. He is, I think, pretty clear how they feel. I think they respect the Green Bay Packers. I think they love coming into Lambeau. I think there's a lot of things that they like about it, and they think that they're just bigger and tougher and more physical than the G&G. That's how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that I think we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All of that stuff that Jordan's talking about, that's great. One of the things I just checked my little Twitter account after the last break, and one of the things that came up was slow starts.
Yeah.
The Packers, you can look at a lot of their, games throughout the Matt LaFleur era. And by the way, most of them have been on the road. Have all of them been on the road?
Yes, first time they've opened up at home in his time as the coach.
So that obviously is a big part of starting slow. You're always much better off playing at home. So this is the opportunity for everybody to start fast. You have a home game. Everybody's juiced. The Micah Parsons effect. Everything is sitting there. Detroit's got the coordinator stuff. They're going to have to work through some things. I don't care what they say. It is going to be a transition. So it is right there, and that's why I think it is such a critical game to recapture the North, to kind of claim your physicality over the Detroit Lions. And if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but boy, you hate losing a home divisional game to the team that has owned you for the last couple years. And then you got to get back on the horse and play the team that's in the NFC Championship game the next week. And there'll be a little doubt with a team. So I really do believe this is a critical, especially when you start looking at the rest of the schedule. You can get on a run here, and like Waddle said yesterday, you get past these first two, you're sitting real pretty to go 7-1-8-0. And all of a sudden you're in that spot, and you're sniffing down a 1-2 seed in this playoffs.
All right, we need to play trivia, and we need to play double trivia. Jesse, how do you intend to do this?
We take two callers because that's how we play double trivia. It's Wisconsin GI.
I think
that was
condescending.
You know what? That was condescending. I'm sorry.
I meant category-wise. Thank you for explaining to me that double trivia would require two contestants, which, by the way,
screen super blurry, or am I losing it?
No, it's blurry. By the way, jerkweed, we had double trivia earlier in the week, and you lost one of the callers, so we only had one for double trivia.
We're good Badgers questions,
maybe you should withdraw your snarkiness.
Jerkweed. I
don't even know where to jerkweed.
That's still only the 9th worst thing anyone said about me on the air this week. Caller 7 and 14 for double Wisconsin Geography Thursday today, since we didn't play on a Wednesday yesterday. Wisconsin Geography, caller 7, caller 14. Let's go.
Thank you, jerkweed. Caller 7, caller 14, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. And I want to remind you, I have tested it out. It is great. I can't recommend it enough. And I don't even love sports as much as most of you do. But for the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. It is a game changer. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, originals. Too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features like watching 4 games at once with multi-view. I'm not going to be able to pull that off. I'd be too distracted. Your fantasy team being updated live in-game. Sports Center, customized just for you. They've thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. So check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app right now. We will play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
ESPN Radio Extra Point. with Freddie Coleman.
I don't care what Jerry Jones has to say ever again. He can say whatever he wants. I'm not listening. He can try to pontificate how great he is, even though he ain't. Don't care. To me, it's all about this team in the football field. He can say whatever he wants. He's going to anyway. He's going to try to justify everything that has gone wrong with the Dallas Cowboys. Not all on his plate, not all at his feet, not all his fault. The players have to be culpable because they have to play better. Yes, Micah Parsons, talking to you as an ex-Cowboy, have to play better, not just in regular season games, but in playoff games. But this gibberish is driving me crazy. I'm done. Whatever he has to say, he can give any interview he wants. Man, he got a cure for cancer. I don't give a you-know-what. I'm done hearing what Jerry Jones has to say because anything that comes out of his mouth is not helping the Dallas Cowboys. He wants to help his bottom line? Go right ahead. He wants to help his ego? Go right ahead. He wants to help his brand? Have at it. Freddie Coleman, a Cowboys fan, is done listening to Jerry Jones.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
So in the YouTube comments, we're now searching for other floral-esque put-downs. Dr. Denver Dan, Dumb Daisy, Krabby Crabgrass, Debbie Downer Dandelion. I like jerkweed. It seems to have resonated after that condescension that I received from a guy who had double trivia scheduled and lost one of the callers this week.
In fairness, he confessed in the YouTube comments he clicked his earbuds, and that's how we lost him. It wasn't even my fault.
Whatever, man. All right. Time now.
When's the last time Jesse is Truman'd up? On anything?
Never.
Jerkweed.
Let's play trivia.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in-store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Indeed. We have in the past and will continue to have great partners across this show. Now, our prize for trivia, a Cousin Subs gift card. So you can take Jesse out to lunch. Let's welcome in our contestants, neither of whom is a jerkweed. Let's say hello to Bill in New Berlin first. Bill, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We are great. Thank you very much. And then the old reliable father of the groom. Oh, it is Jeff in Monroe. Jeff, good morning.
That's not Jeff in Monroe. That's Jeff in Monroe.
Jeff in Monona.
Oh, I misread that.
Yeah, different
correction. Jerkweed. Jeff in Monona. Jeff, good morning. Do you have any sons that are getting married in the near future that would still be accurate?
I do not.
Okay, good. Fair enough. All right. Now, Jesse, again, dare I ask, how would you like to divide up the questions here?
Well, typically one contestant gets 3 questions and the other gets the other 3.
Do we give them the choice or not, you jackwagon?
They are not sorted by any specific category.
Okay.
It is all geography. So.
All right, so here we go. Question 1 to Bill in New Berlin from batch number 1 of questions. You will get 3. You won't get 2. And Jeff and Monona, to be confused with Jeff and Monroe, getting 4. So here we go. Bill, question 1 is this. Tausch wants to make a quick drive from Madison to Rockford to put a wager in on the Packers beating the Lions this weekend. Which interstate gives Tausch the quickest ride from Madison to Rockford? Is it I-39, I-41, or the Terry Bradshaw Memorial Highway, even though he's still alive?
I believe it's I-39.
Well done.
I'm sure it's not I-90. Isn't it 90?
It's 39-90, but 90 splits towards Chicago. 39 keeps going all the way to Peoria, and then some.
I'm just glad he got it right, so there's no controversy.
Yeah, I'm glad he got it right, too.
Question 1, Jeff in Monona, not to be confused with Monroe. Tausch wants to make a quick drive from Madison to Fort Atkinson to get him some bacon and some cheese curds from Jones Dairy Farm.
Let's go.
To have it as tailgate on Sunday. Which direction is Tausch primarily traveling from Madison to Fort? Is he driving southeast, northeast, or wherever the smell of bacon wafts?
Let's go with southeast.
Well done. All right.
I think I'd say C. I think C was the right answer.
Could have been illegal. Could have gotten away with it. Could have made that argument.
If he said C, you can't tell me he's wrong.
You're right. Indeed. Question 2, Bill.
I was just proud to get wafts into a question.
I knew you were, and I
word.
considered dropping it
Really
just to
fun
irritate you. Question 2, Bill, is this. A latitudinally. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest north? Farthest north. Is it Barneveld, Boyceville, or Baraboo?
Oh, boy. What was the first option again? I'm sorry.
I'll give you all 3 again. Barneveld, Boyceville, and Baraboo.
Just because I'm familiar with the area, I'll say Boyceville.
Good thing you're from that area. I don't know where that is. So, Bill, tell me where that is.
It's kind of north of like Menominee, where UW Scout is.
Wow, that is north. There you go. All right, good work. Now, Jeff in Monona, question 2 for you. Longitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest east? Farthest east. Is it Johnson Creek, or Creek, depending on how you pronounce it, Janesville, or Junction City?
Let's go with Johnson Creek.
Let's go, indeed. All right, you're both 2 for 2. Question 3 coming at you, Bill. It is this.
You having fun, Tausch?
He does seem to be enjoying
Junction
it.
City's my old, Bodine Hoffman and Jesse Hamas both played for Junction City. We ended up getting together and playing all together. So Junction City, good vibes. I was going to say Junction City just for Junction City.
Did you guys call yourselves the Junction Boys?
We didn't drink any water either. That's what we did. No water.
Question 3, Bill.
Thank you, Kay.
Is this. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located right here in Brown County, where I am? Is it Alloway, Mishicot, or Kiel?
Oh, boy.
Too bad you're not from where I'm from these days. I know this one.
Right. Mishicot?
No.
Oh, no. I'm afraid not.
Alloway, spelled O-U-E-Z at the end. O-U-E-Z.
Yeah, Alouez. Yeah, Alouez. Yeah. All right. Question 3 for you, Jeff and Monroe. Which of these?
Why do you keep it?
I did it again. I've got a mental block, Jeff and Monona.
Jerkweed.
Hey, you don't get to use my jerkweed. Question 3, Jeff and Monroe.
You can smoke it, but you can't use it.
Jeff and Monona. Which of these? Oh my! Wouldn't it be something if Monona was the correct answer to this question? It's not
Monroe.
All right. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located in La Crosse County, Jeff in Monona? Is it Albany, Holman, or Dickeyville? Which is located in La Crosse County, Albany, Holman, or Dickeyville?
Yikes. Albany.
It's a good guess, Jeff. In Monona. The Holman, Hillman, or whatever they are. So the good news is you both got 2 right, which means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into tomorrow's drawing. Bill in New Berlin, thank you for playing. I'm happy to report I didn't get your town wrong repeatedly. Appreciate you. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Go Pack.
And Jeff in Monona, thank you for playing and putting up with my stupidity.
Is there any way we could get Jeff in Monona and Jeff in Monroe to
Wouldn't
do
that
a
be
double?
something? Could
That
we
would
get
be
double trivia one day and it's one against the other and I keep calling him Jeff and
And
Monroe
it's
both?
about the other person's city. It's about Monroe versus Monona.
I laughed all the way
How
through
fun
it.
would that be?
We could schedule an exhibition match and just plan
kinda
that
like
accordingly.
Keep their information handy. Thanks,
trivia
Jeff.
friendly.
We appreciate
Thanks,
you.
guys.
All right, that is Wilde Tausch trivia. What a debacle! My public apologies for I even butchered it when I was very focused on not butchering it. I said Monroe
That was
again.
minced up. That meat got minced up pretty good. How much butchering you were doing?
Yeah, it was not my finest hour. But thank you to Cousin Subs. We believe in better for being the new presenting sponsor of Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Whoa, Nelly, presented by Dunker's Donuts and hosted by a jerkweed, is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition and the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs, just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Time now for Whoa Nelly, presented by Jeff and Monroe.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde Tausch.
I'm going to be a little bit of a jerkweed here.
Wouldn't be the first time today.
What's new? Yesterday.
What is that voice? Is that your invitation to me?
Yeah.
Mark Tauscher here.
Predictable Wilde. Yesterday, we did our Boldathon, which went over without any controversy.
Until today.
And you may recall Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, the resident Packers fan of that program, joined us and shared her bold prediction that the Packers would be reaching the Super Bowl. And we celebrated it. It was part of our big montage we put on social media. I never thought twice about how she phrased what she said with us yesterday, because it was very positive.
Did Johnny follow up? Did Johnny follow up not follow up?
I think that
Johnny follow-up wasn't super concerned about what she was predicting, frankly.
Okay.
This morning on Unsportsmanlike, here was an expanded bold prediction for the NFL season from Packers fan Michelle Smallman.
Okay, my Super Bowl picks are as follows. And I had a very hard time with the AFC. And I landed on, I think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl this year. And who are they going to play? The Green Bay Packers. They're going to play the Packers. I think the NFC representative is going to come out of the NFC North. And I think ultimately the Packers are going to have more than the Lions. So I think it's going to be Packers, Bills in the Super Bowl.
Packers, Bills, and your winner.
This hurts me, but I think it's the Bills. I want to say the Packers because I am a Packer backer, but I think when Josh Allen gets to the Super Bowl, when he has that moment, he's going to do it. I believe in him.
Tausch.
I think what has happened. We love Smalls. I think Unsportsmanlike is a great show. She's been great to us. She gave us her bold prediction. She's got a lot of Wilde in her. She's hedging. She's hedging her. What are you shaking your head about? She's hedging.
Nothing like me. She's way more opinionated. She does a great job. I never have opinions.
I didn't say she's got a lot of Wilde in her. I said she's got a little. And in this case, this is the Wildeism. Because Jason hedges his emotions and he won't say certain things. I think Smalls wanted to go the whole way. I think she wanted to, but I think she is hedging / Wildeing and saying, we're going to have a great season, but we're going to fall just a smidge short. And that's what I think she's doing. So take that for what it's worth. That's where I think her head's at. And I think that's why she made this decision that she did.
I think it would be a great story if the Bills finally won the Super Bowl.
Stop it.
I think it'd be a great story. Marv Levy's 100 years old. Celebrate his 100th birthday with a Super Bowl championship after they lost 4 in a row and people didn't appreciate how hard that was to get to 4 in a row. It'd be a great story. We'll see what happens. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly! Last one, I have some important information to share with you guys regarding this weekend's college football contest at Camp Randall Stadium. The Wisconsin Badgers host Middle Tennessee State. The Blue Raiders, I believe is their name.
Yeah.
So Middle Tennessee State lost last week by 20 points to FCS in-state rival, Austin Peay.
Let's go, P!
Yeah, it's one of the great chants in college sports. Let's go, P. The Athletic does a full ranking of all 136 FBS college football teams each week. Middle Tennessee State is ranked 136th. They are, according to the only service that provides a ranking of 1 through 136, they are the worst team in FBS college football after 1 week of the season coming to Camp Randall Stadium this weekend. For more, we bring in the Badgers Radio Network analyst, Mark Tauscher. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Wisconsin Badgers, you can have all the press clippings one way or the other. Wisconsin's offense did not play at the level I think they hope. And hopefully after this game, we will feel a heck of a lot better about what this offense is going to look like. Defensively, it should be a pretty good afternoon. So you know how this game goes. I think Wisconsin this should be one of those, let's get a real good vibe before we head down to Tuscaloosa next week.
Where Barry Alvarez believes they'll be favored.
We'll cover that tomorrow.
All right. Tausch, hopefully they'll make a lot of quick trips to the end zone on Saturday against the worst team in college football.
Packer fans, your next quick trip run could score you the ultimate win in the Packers fan zone. Cruise into tailgate season in a brand new Chevy Silverado RST or hit the trails on a new Polaris Sportsman 570. And how about grilling like an MVP with a Pit Boss Ultimate Liftoff Griddle? For every $1 you spend at Quick Trip with Quick Rewards, you'll earn points to use in the Packers fan zone. No purchase is necessary. Get the full details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. And when game day gets busy, make life easy with Order Ahead in your Quick Rewards app. Pick your favorites. Fried chicken, pizza, take-home meals. Pay ahead, grab it in store or curbside, and you pay when you're done. You got those great deals we talked about. Quickery white bread, 99 cents a loaf. Nature's Touch ice cream, 1.5 quart, just $2.99. Apples and oranges and pears, oh my, 3 for just $1.49. Tailgate savings and sweepstakes only at Quick Trip. We'll see ya next time.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
At Alpha Custom Apparel, we create standout corporate apparel and promotional gear that makes a lasting impression. Whether it's polos for your next conference, branded jackets for your sales team, or eye-catching giveaways for a client event, we've got you covered. We offer a concierge-like experience for businesses who want more. More customization, more creativity, more impact. From concept to delivery, we help brands big and small show up looking their best, with speed, style, and attention to detail. Create with us today at alphacustomapparel.com.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Grand Slams and Walk-Offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you played the rest. Now play the best.
When it's game day, every detail matters, from the perfect seat on the couch to the perfect spread on the table. And for over 125 years, Coops has been bringing incredible flavor to the table with 14 bold mustard flavors that turn good food great and great food amazing. Whether it's brats, burgers, or even pretzels at halftime, Coops isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. So this football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coops. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Programming notes, and I know we've got a lot of you that enjoy our programming in Milwaukee and Madison and Beaver Dam, all across the world. If you're listening in Madison and you love your Jim, Matt, and Molly, that program is following right after ours. So instead of being 4 to 6, they are noon to 2 on ESPN Madison. And, of course, you can stream in the ESPN Wisconsin app. Rich Eisen follows us in Milwaukee today. Tausch, we get the coordinators. I'm going to be headed over to Lambeau Field forthwith. What do you think I need to ask? Is there anything that is top of mind for you? Because I am going to do the we fence question for sure with Rich Bisaccia and how he's balancing that, because there are some extenuating circumstances there.
I mean, the interesting stuff for me is, obviously they're not going to tell you, but how will the injury to Jordan and the lack of time with Elton affect how you go about calling a game and how you go about running plays from under center and shotgun? Because I think when Blue joined us earlier, we both think you're going to see a heavy dose of gunnage on Sunday because of those issues. So that, to me, is the most intriguing. I'm curious what he's going to do with Micah Parsons, how much he's going to move him around. But I can't imagine Jeff Hafley's going to give you that info.
I look forward to him giving me the entire game plan when I get to Lambeau Field a little bit later this afternoon. All right, that's it for us today. Again, Rich Eisen in Milwaukee, Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to custom